When you go to art school, they start you off painting, and everybody goes through this experience where you have an encounter with painting and you find out maybe it's going to be something you do for the rest of your life. And I didn't go to art school, so I never had this meeting with painting. I made work for years without really thinking about painting, and every once in a while I might try it out. Sometimes it would produce something that looked like a nice painting, but that's not really a reason that you make a particular kind of art because it looks nice or it looks like art. You have to come to it through some kind of excitement or passion or heat. And I didn't feel that with painting until recently. I got into it in the last few years, thinking about how strange these technical worlds are that we're surrounded by. I started making paintings very quickly, sometimes with my feet and my hands, and just enjoying the gesture, and then putting them into a machine, into this inhuman technical world. And I like to think about them as putting together the material world and the immaterial world. I think when you talk about things in terms of immaterial and material, you're tapping into this very old way of feeling the world that is very human for thousands of years, where there's this world of objects and stuff and material, which includes paintings and artworks. And then there's this other world that you can't touch, you often can't see. And it could be, the world of waves and particles and forces, but it could also be the world of gods and demons. So all of religion and spirituality and art deals with this split between stuff on the one hand and then all these unseen forces. I like to think of the machines that we're using as being a part of that tradition. And it was exciting for me to bring them together here. Some of the paintings that didn't work out, I just decided to cut them up and glue them to the side of this chair in a kind of quasi-structural way even. And the chair itself, I was watching a movie, and in the background, outside in this yard, somebody had built a chair out of plywood scraps. And so I froze frame and took a picture. And then at the studio, we tried to reverse engineer it. I sometimes think about how if you were an artist in the early 20th century and you came along, you were probably so excited to say goodbye to the novel because instead you could jump onto cinema, which was this brand new way of seeing the world. So goodbye to the novel and hello to montage and the fragment. And I think for me and people in my generation coming along in the early 2000s, it was similar. It was like saying goodbye to cinema because we had this new thing, which was this digital world. And it wasn't clear then, and I don't think it still is, what that new way of seeing is. But I'm trying to feel into it with some of this work.